how using georeferenced historical maps, that is, historical maps that are overlaid on the present landscape, can help us understand some of the things that happened in the past regarding the Blue Ridge Parkway. Here we're looking at a long-time myth about the Parkway at Grandfather Mountain. The myth holds that the Park Service wanted to build the parkway over the top of Grandfather Mountain, potentially causing devastating damage to the mountain, as well as interfering with a well-known tourist attraction, the mile-high swinging bridge developed by Hugh Morton after 1952. The second part of the myth is that for years, worrying about this ecological damage, Morton fought the Park Service, forced them to move the parkway lower on the mountain, and that the Park Service in return, and as a result of this long conflict, built the Lenco Viaduct to solve all of the problems that Morton had identified with the previous high route that the Park Service had preferred. This georeference map from 1944, which we have on our Driving Through Time site, allows you to examine these claims in detail. I'm taking this map out to Google Earth. We can click and go to Google Earth. I've already downloaded it. I find it a little easier to see and manipulate in a larger screen over there, so we'll go right over and see that same map sitting on its present location at Grandfather Mountain. So first, regarding what you see on the map, the proposed National Park Service favored and for a long time state of North Carolina favored parkway route, high route, is right here, proposed parkway. The dark black line is Highway 221, US 221, between Linville on the left and Blowing Rock on the right. As you can see, and then we will slide the transparency and I will show you where the parkway is presently sitting today. The parkway is this line here, this light road, and as you can see, where the parkway is now is between 221, the dark black line, and this proposed parkway here on the higher location. That was for years known as the compromise route. So our two questions. Was the high route about to go over the top of Grandfather? Well, clearly, over here is Beacon Heights. Over here is the route in question, about 7 miles, that was part of the subject of the controversy with Morton and the Park Service for over a decade. As you can see, it is nowhere near the top or going over the top of Grandfather. Here's the top of Grandfather here. At its height, this route would have taken a long tunnel through Pilot Ridge right over here. So not at the top. That's just not true. Secondly, would it have interfered with the tourist attraction over at the Mile High Swinging Bridge? Well, the tourist attraction is right over in this location. If you slide the transparency, you can begin to see that even better. All of this road right here goes up to the Mile High Swinging Bridge. Again, nowhere near the parkway route as proposed by the Park Service in the state. So that's not true either. Then the question of the Lenco Viaduct. Well, first of all, there was approximately 7 miles in question. The Lenco Viaduct is about a quarter of a mile. So no matter what you say about it, the Lenco Viaduct was not the solution to this whole problem. But secondly, we can see from transparency, the Lenco Viaduct is this S-shaped area right here, right in this section. And as we can see, even if the proposed high route had been adopted and built, it would have been built along the same location where the Lenco Viaduct is today. In other words, Morton's long fight against the high route made no change whatsoever in the route at the location where the viaduct is. Therefore, the viaduct was not the solution to the long routing controversy. The viaduct was a solution to building over a boulder field at Lynn Cove with minimal damage and to create a more stable roadbed. So the viaduct basically has little to nothing to do with that long controversy.